Welcome to Tennis Spin, where we put our spin on your tennis. Today, it's drop shot day. Okay? Stay tuned. All right, the drop shot. We saw it a lot at that last Australian Open, right? Somebody actually did it over, 30 times, 20 times? Why do we use it? How do we use it? When do we use it? Okay? I'm going to start with my man, Coach Gu here. When do we use the drop shot?
So, when we use the drop shot, it's basically when, for me, if I notice an opponent standing a little bit far behind the baseline, for example, he's being really too comfortable back there, grinding high and heavy, and once in a while, what I do is, let's say if he hits a neutral slash, almost like a ball that's an easy floater, or something that's like he's kind of not attacking or neutral, becomes more of a defensive ball. I just literally drop shot or just try to put it to a spot where it's a little bit shorter for him to try to chase for the ball. That's one scenario that I think of. The second scenario is when I start to feel a little more confident in my game. Let's say if I'm striking the ball really well and you're starting to recognize it once in a while, a slice or even a drop shot, a perfect stance is to hide a slice or to hide a slice. I purposely drop shot is because for them to just change up the rhythm, see what kind of what they're feeling, because usually, let's say if I'm attacking really well and they're expecting the ball to be ripped a little more, I can just pull it out and kind of surprise them with a drop shot because it's something that they haven't seen yet.
All right. Coach Chris, I'm sure you implement this shot a lot on tour. Now, how do you use it, why do you use it, and when do you use the drop shot?
So in general, the drop shot is a good a shot to use when you want to put in a little bit of variation too as well. A lot of the players that you're playing on the tour, they do a really good job using kind of all parts of the court, right? Either it's angle short in the short court or deep. So having a drop shot allows you to be able to hit something that's a bit shorter into the court, and if they're kind of pushed back a little bit deeper into the court, allowing yourself to kind of move them a bit more, going from the back to the forward. So how do you do it? It's more along the lines of using your body a bit more, but you can't just keep going to it all the time. Well, you can if you want to, but some really good players will kind of catch on. So it's about kind of having variation with it, so not just slicing it, but also making sure that you kind of disguise it well, so that way your opponent won't read too much into it.
So a lot of people implement this shot because they're tired too, right? They want the rally's going on for 20, 30 shots. You throw in a drop shot because, hey, I got to end this point one way or another. Would you say that that's true?
Yeah, but I think that's more of, I feel like and when you're drop shotting it, it could be a little bit of a checkout, because you want to make sure that when you're drop shotting, or any shot in general that you're hitting, you have to have a little bit more purpose into why you're doing a shot that you're doing. If you're just drop shotting for the sake of just getting out of the point, then that might not be the best way to go about it. You really want to have an opportunity to really hurt your opponent. So if you, for example, pull your opponent out wide or deep into the court, then maybe you can apply a drop shot there, not just saying, oh, I'm tired, I might just throw a drop shot in. But it's just a little bit more of a strategy based instead of maybe doing a drop shot. But again, it's if you want a drop shot, it's at your own discretion. You can do it whenever you want to. It's just I feel like there are times where it's appropriate, and maybe there are times when it's not.
Coach Gu, what do you tell your boys at USF about drop shots?
For me, it really depends on the player. For myself and whoever I coach, I kind of watch how they play. For players who have a player that especially knows how to grind and keep the ball deep and likes to keep the players back, he has great hands at net, and he likes to craft. He's really good at slicing, so for him, a drop shot could be a weapon if he knows how to slice, and all of a sudden he just hits a drop shot out of nowhere. It's good to mix up the play. It's something that it's planned. I wouldn't say it's like a bailout shot or something like that. It has to be planned. Or else, you get trapped into this kind of scenario. It's like, oh, I can just be relaxed and drop shot anytime. You actually have to plan out the drop shot.
Okay, so let's do a couple drills on the drop shot. Okay.
So, what a drill that I used to do in college is something similar to creating a point scenario. So first of all, if you're hitting a rally ball and all of a sudden, let's say we get rewarded by a kind of neutral, like a floater ball, like an approach shot. Usually what I do is I try to pretend I'm hitting a backhand or a forehand, and all of a sudden I accidentally just switch over and then hit a drop shot. So the goal is, if I do hit a drop shot, for example, you see these targets that I'll have Coach Chris lined out for me. Say hi, Chris.
Hi, Chris.
Okay. So these are targets that you generally want to hit around. Anything too deep will become a floater back, and therefore you're going to get killed. But generalistic speaking, you want to hit around these targets, or just between, or a little closer in. That would be the most ideal. If you have the greatest hands in the world, that's probably your shot to go to. But that's the generalistic speaking where we're trying to aim for those targets. Those drop.
So a bunch of you has been wanting for my man Coach Andrew and my man Coach Chris to play a couple sets for you. All right? Coach Chris came out with a great idea last week as to how we might be able to proceed with that. Coach Chris, what was your idea?
All right, so me and Coach Goo will definitely play a set or two if you guys give this video 1,000 likes.
All right. 1,000 thumbs up on this video, okay? And we will have Coach Chris play Coach Goo in a set or two. All right? So 1,000 thumbs up this video. Until we get there, we will not be playing a set for you guys yet. Okay? Want to thank my man Coach Goo for hanging out with me today. Where can we find you, Goo?
You can find me at agu.tennis. I'll also be posting content there as well.
All right. Want to thank my man Coach Chris for staying awake with me tonight. All right, Coach Chris, where can we find you?
CV Chien, Chien Tennis.
All right, guys, 1,000 likes gets a couple sets from these guys. Thank you for watching Tennis Spin, where we put our spin on your tennis.